Welcome to the Never Ending Backlog podcast, your place for short reviews from a gamer with the goal of reducing his backlog. From adventures to sandboxes, join our host as we walk through a collection of unplayed treasures. Now, let's take a look at the featured game of this episode of the Never Ending Backlog.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the next episode of the Never Ending Backlog podcast. I am your host, Zach, and on today's bite-sized PC game review, we're going to be looking at Generation Zero, the first-person horror, survival, thriller, shooter game. It does have a crafting kind of management. It has exploration aspects similar to, in my opinion, Far Cry 5. It does seem very similar to H1Z1 and DayZ. And essentially what it's about is this is a fictional world where you are in Sweden and there are giant robots roaming the countryside and you have to survive. I believe that deals with World War II, perhaps? I know this is based in the 80s, so a lot of the 80s themes, designs. It also has kind of a Stranger-esque thing soundtrack, which I was very excited about. And yeah, basically I jumped right in. I did get this on this month, so the month of September. Humble Bundle. This is actually the recurring Humble Bundle, which is basically you pay $12 per month. I believe that's what I paid. And you get a certain amount of license keys every month, and you also have access to their treasure trove, which includes many, many, many DRM-free PC games. A lot of great ones in there, like Trine I saw in there, and quite a few others. So this one, like I said, I got 12 games. Generation Zero is one that I got. This is relatively new in my backlog as I got it this month, so I do have quite a few older ones out there, but I was really excited to try it, so I jumped right in on it, so that's why I'm going to do a review on it today. As mentioned, it is a survival game, so very similar to like Rust, H1Z1, DayZ, The Raft. There's tons of them out there. I'm pretty much a big fan of most of them. I think the graphics are actually quite good. I would definitely put them past H1Z1, which is a huge win for me. They look like they're really well thought out. It is very beautiful. It's kind of in a fall-like setting, so if you're a big fan of autumn or fall, it's probably up your alley. The leaves do fall, which looks really pretty. There's a lot of pretty oranges, and vibrant browns and greens, which looks really, really nice. It does have a pretty okay kind of atmosphere music setting. Like I said, it is very similar to Stranger Things, so it has like that, synthesized moments, which I like. It does have quite a few cool features. Like I said, I've only played it for probably about an hour this evening, but it's certainly one that I am very interested in. There is kind of these objective-based moments where it's like, discover this building, then kill a robot, then do X, Y, Z, and so on and so forth. So it does have a storyline progression. It does have a co-op aspect where you can, I guess, be joined by 3 of your friends. So that's a pretty awesome thing. I don't think any of my friends currently have this game. I believe a few of them have it on their wish list. So perhaps I can talk them into making the splurge. I will say, for anyone that's interested, definitely check out through Humble Bundle. I'm not sure if I actually explained 100% what Humble Bundle is, but for anyone that's not already aware of it, it is basically a PC game store. I do believe they sell Switch and PS4 games, but primarily they are a PC game store. They do sell PDFs and comic books and software as well. But basically what it is developers will donate some games, CD keys, quite a few of them, and then people can buy bundles of games. And that's what basically caused my backlog that I have now is I might be interested in one game, and the bundle is $12, and the one game by itself is $25. So, of course, I'm going to buy it. You save, $13, plus it comes with 8 other games. Well, I end up playing that one game and not the other, so on and so forth games, and blah, blah, blah. Here we are now with a serious backlog, and no doubt, some of these 12 games that I just got in this month's Humble Bundle will absolutely be in my backlog. So, but it's a cool thing. It goes to charity. Some of it goes to the developers as well. I mean, $12 a month, you get, like I said, this month I got 12 games, so it's $1 a game. Right now, this game is for sale. Generation Zero is for sale in Steam for $24.99. The best price it's been is about $8.50, according to isthereanydeal.com. So overall, really great price. The graphics are spotless. It is, I believe, early access, so there has been quite a few complaints about that part of it. I understand the problem with that. I have quite a few games like that. Ark is one of those, survival / dinosaur games, which I absolutely wanted to work. Every computer I've tried it on, it just is poorly optimized. It just doesn't work well, and they keep adding new features and all that stuff, but I still can't play it, and it's just a huge kind of a bummer. I mean, I have a 2080 Ti. I have, I had a Radeon, I think, 580, I believe. I'd have to check on that one. But I've had it on multiple systems. I even had it on consoles, and it still just seems like it's optimized really poorly. It seems really laggy, doesn't seem fluid. So I definitely understand the problem with that. I will say Generation Zero started right up flawlessly. It ran on 5760 by 1080 resolution. No issues. The menus looked great. The gameplay looks beautiful. There were many, many times I read that it was a walking simulator with the occasional action. I would see that. Right off at the beginning, I was basically forced with just walking across the map, which I didn't mind one bit. It's such a beautiful game. They do have a camera mode, which is nice, so I took a few photo ops there. I actually might throw one as my background. I've never done that before in a game, but it is beautiful. Especially, like I said, if you like autumn and you enjoy like the wooded countryside, which is very similar to where I grew up in Michigan, it's beautiful. I highly recommend it. Exploration's fun. It does. You go to like these different base, like houses and farms and buildings, and it'll say, "Oh, there's 3 collectibles to find, 1 weapon, or so on and so forth." Really cool to collect it. You also get like looting material, crafting materials, all kinds of different stuff like that. You do have a home base called your sanctuary. It's a church, which I thought was pretty neat. It did have a vehicle station, and the very first vehicle you can get is a bicycle, which already won me over there. I mean, you're playing like a 1980s alternate timeline with robots taking over Sweden, and you're running around on a bicycle with a shotgun and rifle in hand. I mean, that's just awesome combination. It is so much fun. I cannot stress how much fun it is. I hope multiplayer works as good as single player, because single player is actually pretty much flawless. I did do invite only because I always wanted to play it by myself to kind of get the full environment. I am truly blown away by the quality of this game. The graphics, like I said, are very smooth. The soundtrack is really good. The controls are pretty straightforward. I will say there's not much of a tutorial, so you kind of got to figure this out on your own. I have noticed most of those survival games, they just don't have tutorials. They have huge like wiki articles out there and audiences that way that promote and kind of help each other out, which I think is nice. I have no doubt this is probably that same way. But yeah, overall, pretty amazing. Like, I can't really stress it enough. I'm very impressed with this. For $1, if you take it and divide each game equally by $1, which I will, it's really, really well worth it. So if you can catch this episode before the end of September, I highly recommend it. Or if you find it on a deal, I think you thoroughly enjoy it. If you enjoy like H1Z1 DayZ games. Trying to think if there's anything super pertinent about the game. Nothing super big. Like I said, it is early access, so there are a couple quirks once in a while. You might walk up to, there might be an item, like a health pack, right next to a light switch, and it has a hard time distinguishing which one is which. So you might be trying to pick up the item, and you keep on turning on and off the light switch, so you have to get that exact perfect angle for your crosshairs to actually pick it up. That's definitely frustrating. It does have a Horizon Dawn kind of aspect with being detected by creatures, which are the robots. So I guess that's a similarity there. There are times where you're inside a building and they'll detect you. So that's kind of weird. I do see their scanners, because some of the creatures have scanners that are yellow. And then when they see something organic, that turns red. So it's kind of tedious to try to get away from that sometimes. Sometimes you're like in a shed and you'll see like this yellow pop through the wall and you're just like, oh no. And then sure enough turns red, and well, battle's pretty much imminent then. There is looting. Like I said, you can loot cars. There's backpacks laying around. There's houses. There's bodies of unfortunate people. There are robots you can take scrap from, and ammo and health packs and other items. There's just a lot to do. I have only played for, like I said, an hour. But overall, my impressions of this game are really, really, really nice. And as a person that, like I'd mentioned, I really love fall. This game really hits my fall button. It means getting to turn around fall here. You know, pumpkin spice lattes are in the air, and Ugg boots are getting thrown on. That whole traditional just fall mentality, love it. Just absolutely love it. And this game just caters to it. It's awesome. So that was Generation Zero. It is an 80s robot alternative timeline thriller survival game, if that's not enough. It is made by who I was looking at just earlier. Avalanche Studios is actually the main corporate company that made it. So it's also Systemic Reaction is actually one that makes it. It's, you know, Avalanche Studios has made The Hunter, Rage 2, Just Cause 4, Renegade Ops. I mean, there's tons of games in their portfolio, so not really a surprise that Generation Zero would be really well. It is an open world, massive population. There is some tense moments, so if you don't like kind of stressful games, this is a stressful game, I would say. Especially since it does add to the atmosphere of like when you're watching like a zombie movie or one of those movies and someone hides and they're hiding in a room and you hear like all the clanging and noises outside the door and you just wonder like, are they going to break in? You have that feeling in this game quite a bit, and it does a really good job capturing that atmosphere, which I think is really nice. So overall, highly recommend it. Generation Zero, available on PC. It might be available on other consoles as well, but I think it's just PC currently. It is early access right now. It's $24.99 in Steam. It is available in the Humble Bundle monthly subscription for $12 with a host of other games that will be in upcoming Never Ending Backlog episodes. So yeah, check it out, enjoy it, and see you next time.